Tell me what you're doing here, Ray Dean.
I'm letting people know where they see. She don't know. She doesn't know
what she's saying. Somebody said sit there.
She's too quick. I'm going to go to the league. We didn't wear that. She came with Dale got it, and she went to the wedding and she done her.
What's wrong with you? You understand it?
It's video. You can talk.
I'll show you. 1, 2, 3,
That's how they make it through. When they say goodbye, they push he says goodbye.
Goes the other way? You don't want chicken? Hello there, how are you? Good. Are you kidding? Bobby, you don't have to go over there just for
One moment. Oops.
all the amateurs are coming.
is they come in, but the doorway gets crowded sometimes. Yeah.
What are you ready to take pictures?
I'm gonna go look and see who's the hell is in here.
I need Neil. He has to go potty really bad. I'm not. Here I am talking away.
You are being picked up.
Yellow dot to me?
Yellow dots, are you yellow dots? Joey and Tammy are here.
Put your butt in here, yellow dot.
You're a yellow dot. You told me so. Is he looking for his wife? Because if he is, he's not going to have much luck in here. Okay.
Last call for yellow dots.
Yellow dot.
On your place card.
Warmer needle the rabbi in the other room for a picture.
You got a what? You got a yellow or green? That's because it's coming from in here. It works for you.
What color are you calling that?
Yellow. Yellow.
Yellow.
Here, Mom. Here, Mother. Mother, I know what you wanted.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, have your attention, please. We have, for the youngsters, please, for the youngsters, I'd like to have at least one of the parents in the front row, because the youngster will be kneeling in front of you. Okay? He is a youngster. Yes, he is a youngster. Now, if they're in the arms only, then that's fine, and they can put the hold in the foot.
Where are we going? Sit down. Yeah, sure.
Get the kids in. Mitchell, ask if you can
Straight ahead of me, right here. I'd like to get all the kids in front on the floor. Everyone under the, yes. I'd like to bring all the children up front on the floor. Okay.
Yeah, I will. I gotta help you. You got a yellow dot on your face.
Perfect. Over there. Over there. One more.
Wow, what a Kodak moment. Do you remember?
Keep smiling. Keep smiling back there.
Big smile.
1, 2, 3.
Wait.
Just a second. Just real briefly, on your way out, we're going to take the other set, which will be the other group. The two pictures are going to be available for $12.50 total. Okay?
Together?
There'll be a folder with both pictures together. If you would like the pictures on your way out, take one of these. If you have a MasterCard, you can put the number on. If you have a check, you can attach it. If you forgot both, just write your name on here, and we'll make sure you send the check. Okay?
We can take cash?
We'll take cash. We'll take cash too. And you can take more. You can order as many of the set of pictures as you would like. So take these on your way out. Thank you. Just take one of these slips per family. I get a picture for your dog, it's fine by me, lady. That's like just one, that's fine. Okay. Yes, this is all the green dots. Let's do this again.
This flash is going to burn out your LED.
Okay, those of you on the end there, see if you can stick your face through so that it can be seen by the camera. Okay? Yeah, like Jerry, that's right, yeah. Those of you in the back row, try to stick your face through so you can be seen by the camera. All right? Because this is it. This is 50 years. How we doing? Can you see these people in the corner?
He promises not to cut you out of the picture. Mitchell, you gonna get both pictures?
No. This isn't my family. We're all. Yes, it is. It is. I'm going home. Bye. I sure did. Okay, everybody look up front, please. Oh, I'm not going to be. Everybody forward. Watch the camera.
You better hurry.
Oh. Okay, hold on. We got an addition to the picture. I'm sorry. A last minute addition.
Can you come to the readers?
Could we move to the other side with her too, producer?
Did you guys get in? Try to stick your face through so I can see. How we doing now? Okay, we had a couple last minute additions. Have a seat, yeah.
Looking here, hold it.
Hold it. Hold tight, almost done.
Where's Larry? Where's Larry?
Wow. What a beautiful, beautiful sight. It's my pleasure and so wonderful to welcome you all this evening. So much family and friends, close friends and close family. It's just so wonderful to have you here. This momentous occasion, 50th anniversary of the Mellman Club. What an awesome sight. This is so wonderful. Thank you. So now let's get started. First of all, I want to point out a few things. There is a camera on each table. Mitch, where's Mitch? Mitch, the idea of the camera, before he explains it to you, they're ready to go. I would appreciate it very much if everyone's picture would be taken at your respective tables. We want a picture of everyone, and once you open your little bag, you'll understand why. And if it leaves this room, they will disintegrate after 5 seconds. So please don't take them with you, please. Leave them on the table so that we can collect them and have them developed, and we will send you the copies. Now,
I'm gonna. Okay. Oh, that would help. Hold on. That's all right. Express. Okay. Did Dad do it? No.
Rating.
This should do it.
here.
B-U-T-T-E-R.
Okay, here. On the cameras, everybody, just a second. Can you pay attention? Because this is a manual camera. 2 things. Now, somebody everybody at each table, somebody grab the camera while I explain this. Thank you. Okay, this is a manual wind camera. Okay, as you take the picture, you have to wind to the next picture. It doesn't do it automatically. Does everybody see that button in the top right-hand corner? It's ready to go for the first picture. Now wait a minute. On the front of the camera, you'll see where it says flash button. Does everybody see where it says flash button? Okay, you have to hold that down until you see the flash ready light flashing on the top of the camera. Okay? Does everybody understand that?
No, I think so.
Well, Irv, we won't let you take a picture. Okay, is there any questions? Okay, because we would like to get everybody at the table's picture taken. If there's something seems to be wrong with your camera, come up and let me know. We've got a couple extras here in the back in case there's a problem. Okay. Okay, is there any question on that? No. Okay, now would you pay attention just for a second? I want to clear up the confusion. Can I get your attention for just a minute?
Please, may I have your attention? You can talk later, please. A white card on each bag inside there is a food card, and you will please give this to your server to ensure that you receive the meal you have ordered. Now, at some tables where there are children, since everything's a bit different, we will not have one person to MC the entire evening. If you note the first page of the directory, you'll see tribute to the past president. Each past president will have something to contribute in participation of this evening. So if we can start, I'd like to call Joey Needle for the invocation.
Joey
Please, everyone quiet, please.
As indicated in the program, I was the club's president during 1995 and 1996. And as I look back at those years, I recall two highlights during my presidency. The first was the opportunity to work closely with the then matriarch of our family, that being Aunt Yetta. And without her help and advice, I could not have made it through those 2 years. The second highlight was the planning of the 40th anniversary party of the club some 10 years ago. And in my mind, the highlight of that period of time was the advanced publicity. If you remember, some 10 years ago, our club made the cover of the Post-Dispatch magazine that year with a picture of Aunt Yetta and Bernard Mellman. I'd like now to give the invocation. Please rise. Avinu Shabbat we give thanks to you at this time for giving us the opportunity to be together on this occasion. We know and understand that it is only through your graciousness that we have been allowed to be here to celebrate and to recollect the wonderful history of the Morris Mellman family. As we look forward to the future, it is appropriate that we repeat a prayer that was recited yesterday in Shul. May it be your will, Hashem, our God, and God of our forefathers, to give us long life, a life of peace, a life of goodness, a life of blessing, a life of sustenance, a life of physical health, a life in which there is fear of heaven and a fear of sin, a life in which there is no shame nor humiliation, a life of wealth and honor, a life in which we will have love of Torah, a life in which you, Hashem, fulfills our heart's request for good, and let us say, Amen.
Amen. I'll drink to that.
Rabbi Shimon Omer, Shlosa Kusarim Haim, Keser Torah, V'cheser Kahuna, V'cheser Malchus, V'cheser Shem Tov, Olam Gevehem. Rabbi Shimon said, there are three crowns: the crown of the Torah scholar and the teacher, the crown of the priesthood, which carries certain privileges, such as the right to be the first to receive Torah honors, and the crown of kingship, which by title alone commands respect and honor. However, there is a fourth crown, which is in a class by itself, that of the crown of a good name. And this crown is greater than all the others. The commentaries explain that the crown of the Torah scholar is a gift of intelligence. The crown of priesthood and that of kingship, they are acquired through family inheritance. It is only a good name which one earns for himself, through good deeds and pleasant personality, and that is his by himself. And for this reason, the crown of a good name is greater than the others. Let us pause for a moment for each of us to offer a silent prayer in memory of our fathers, mothers, grandparents, and other loved ones who are no longer with us. Let us silently recognize what our ancestors individually earned and to thank them for giving us, this generation of the Morris Mellman Club, the gift of a good name. Thank you. You may be seated.
And I'm going to cut this short because everybody's taking my time. If I may begin by telling you, only by the grace of the Almighty, and a lovely young lady who said I do 57 years ago, this coming June 4th, that I became involved with this family. I stand here before you as part of a proud and happy family to see what can be accomplished by loving parents dedicated to togetherness. And again, I'm repeating myself because this morning here was Kurdish and the whole day and Monday, so I have to repeat because I decided to do that. Now I will be installed as the chaplain this evening, and I would like to add a blessing for the new month. May the Holy One, blessed be He, grant that the new month brings us, and to that new month brings us to all of His people, the house of Israel, life and peace, joy and gladness, salvation and comfort. And let us say, Amen. Now for the voices, so we won't delay any longer. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Before we start eating.
3, 2, 1.
Hi, I'm at table 1, and I'm Christy Summers, and I'm a guest of Marilyn of the Lippman family. This is a beautiful celebration of family and love, and I get to match voices with faces. I've talked to some of these people for years over the phone. Congratulations, Mellman family, and a mazel tov for the next 50.
Which way you want to go? Your choice. My name is Harvey Lippman, and my sister did a very good job. And it's a beautiful ceremony, and everybody should have a mouse. Pass it along.
You got it. Why don't you say something?
Through here.
That's right.
I'm Aunt Eva to the Shirley and Marilyn, my niece. And I want to thank them for inviting me, my husband here. It's a beautiful affair, and everybody should be well.
Yeah, right here.
For another 125 years. Thank you.
We're rolling. Hello, I'm Marvin Edel, my wife Phyllis. We are delighted to be present for this great occasion. I can't wait for the 75th. We wish everyone long life, good health, and family togetherness.
Marvin said it for all of us. I'm Reba Oberman. I'm here with my husband Art from California with all of my kids. We are a contingent of 14 from California. So we're delighted to be here, just thrilled, and we also will be back for the 75th. For the 75th.
My turn. All right, I'm the other half of Reeve Oberman. I'm Art Oberman. And I guess I'm an in-law or outlaw. I'm the video photographer's nemesis right here. I'm his competitor. But I am just thrilled to be here with all of my children and all of my grandchildren for the 50th anniversary of the Mellman Club. And I, too, look forward to the 75th because I'll bring every one of them back again.
That's a threat. Sounds like a threat to me.
Hi, I'm Tammy Needle, Joey Needle's daughter, and very happy to be here.
Hi, I'm Maria Needle. Here.
I'm David Oberman, Art and Reba's son from California, and I'm glad to be here as well. Mazel tov to everybody on the 50th.
Hi, I'm Enid Weisberg Frank. I'm here with my husband Bruce and my children Lenny, Elizabeth, Eve, and Leah. And I'm happy to be part of this whole thing, Shigana Mishpacha.
I'm Bruce Frank, the other half. I've got to be part of this family for the last 20 plus years.
I'm Janet Weisberg, younger sister, and I'm thrilled to be here, and I want to thank Marilyn for all of her hard work. And we have so many family members growing up all together, and seeing everyone grow now is amazing. And we all have memories of Uncle Jake Street. We have memories of sitting around the Shabbos table at my bobbies. And we have memories of you came as guests and stayed as guests. And no one will ever know who did that. We have so many wonderful memories.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Frank, and I'm their second child, first daughter. And it's a really big family, and I don't know most of the people in it, but that's okay.
No one does. Not knowing your family runs in the family.
My pub's been here for 50 years. I should start talking.
Hi, I'm Eve. Also part of this Mishpacha. And I just want to thank everybody for all the work we had on me. You made us be here, and me for sitting here talking like that so much. Alrighty, hold on. Whatever you want. Okay, I'm Leah Frank. I'm the last final member of this family, or of Frank's family. Yeah, what she said. What? Oh, and I'm the most recent bat mitzvah 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks and 1 day ago. Here's my great grandma. Bobby, say something. Look over here. Bobby, say something. Oh, wait a minute, she's talking. Bobby, say something. Say hi. Say hi.
How do you say good?
No, Lenny.
Hi, everyone. So that's Bobby. It's my great grandmother. She's really cool, but I'm tired and sick, so I'm gonna give this to someone else.
Hi, this is Maris Epstein Hines, and I think this is such a wonderful thing to see so many of our wonderful relatives, friends. I don't know of another family in the world that can gather like this as often as we do. I think it's just wonderful, and everyone should be healthy and happy for the next one.
I guess this is Charlotte Singman. I guess I'm really one of the charter members. This club started right after I got married, so I really am a charter member. I am delighted. There aren't words to tell you how pleased I am to be here, and as many as my family who could.
I'm Esther Zuckerman, and this is really very exciting for me too. I married into the family, and I'm sorry that my husband can't be here. He would have loved it. I've never seen so many people, and I don't know them all, but I hope this evening we get to talk to as many as possible.
I'm Elise Cinnamon, Charlotte's daughter, and it's just fascinating to see so many people, so many little babies, and they're just here. And so many of these people I don't think I've ever seen, but it's nice to meet them.
I am Barry Zuckerman, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I'm here with my daughter Angela and son-in-law Jerome, and my grandson Benjamin, and this is terrific. We must have 4 for sure and probably 5 generations.
I just wanted to tell everybody on the camera there's 24 exposures. So there's enough to take groups, and then you can take individual pictures. So try to use up all the 24 exposures in the camera.
I'm Mark Epson. I think it's an honor to be here with all my family and relatives.
I'm Mark's father. I'm Hilton Epstein. I'm here with my wife, my son Scott, and my son Mark. This is so fabulous to be here with all the relatives here. 50 fabulous years of Mellman Club. You can remember the first meeting, and I hope we'll be here for the next 50 years and beyond. This is a great, great occasion. Here's my wife.
Hi, I'm Carolyn Epstein. Congratulations to the whole family on this very special day.
Hi, I'm Scott Epstein, first generation Mellman, and I hope to see everybody in 50 years.
You did me. We got you through.
We're delighted to be here. We're not really members of the family, but we're delighted to be guests of the family. And this is a wonderful, wonderful evening. Wish you many, many continued years.
Who are you?
My name is Vivian Becker and Toddy Becker. We're friends of Millie Mellman.
Really, you're on. Where do you find that?
I'm Millie Mellman. I've been a member of Husbands Club since it started, and it's been great. And I just wish everything good to the next set of officers and for the next 50 or 100 years.
Well, why not? I'm a guest of Millie Mellman, whom I love dearly. I'm thrilled to be here. I really wish I were one of the cousins, but this is the next best thing.
Well, we're the Reach. I'm her sister, and we're not related. We were clones. That's why we're here.
We're Jane and Alan Krasnoff, and I always wanted to be an adopted Mellman since the days when my Aunt Yetta held me on her knee. Aunt Yetta was my mom's best friend. And we love being here to be with Millie and Al and Mossy and all the wonderful Mellmans we've known over the years. Thank you.
Okay, this part of Crazy Family, this is Victor and then Rose Stimler, and I guess that's,
We'll be here in another 50 years.
yeah, another 150 years, that's it.
This is Irv and Gene Goldenberg. We're happy to be here. It's good to see everybody again. I'm having a great time. And I just want to thank everybody for making me feel welcome. Say something, Gene?
I'm new to this family, so I don't take any responsibility. But I'm really having a nice time and enjoying getting to know everyone.
Table 11.
My name is Herbert Tendler, and
You're the nicest looking guy in the whole family.
I'm the nicest looking guy in the whole entire family.
Yes, it's the Mac now.
Okay, man.
You're the nicest looking guy.
All the children know
We can't hear you.
Yeah, you can.
What? Okay, we can't see you. Look up. Okay.
So all the children who want to come to the Children's Mellman Club are allowed to come. Make sure you come. See you later, alligators. I have no idea what that is.
That's right.
Hi, my name is Suzanne Tendler, and nothing much else to say.
Hey, Julia.
I'm been there before.
Julia!
Come on, Julia. Come on, Julia.
I'm Deborah Shanker Mira, and I'm so happy to be here. It's hard to believe that I could be at the 50th anniversary. I used to be one of the small children, and of course, obviously, I'm one of the older ones now, or almost. I spent a lot of years living in Las Vegas and out of town, but I always used to come in the summer, and I used to be able to go to the Mellman picnic. My dad always said, you must come to the picnic, and I always remembered all the fun we used to have. And I'm thrilled to be here, and I love seeing all my relatives I haven't seen in so many years.
Mesdames et messieurs, bonjour. Je m'appelle Jérôme Dave, voici ma femme Angela Dave. I am French. I'm married to Angela Zuckerman, and she is Barry Zuckerman's daughter. And our son couldn't make it tonight, but he will be here next time. The next reunion will make it.
The 75th.
The 75th will be here again. Thank you very much. Merci et à la prochaine fois. Il n'y a pas de quoi.
I'm Angela Zuckerman and we met speed skating in Norway.
Wow.
Hi, I'm Diane Sigmund. I'm sitting here with all my wonderful family. It's a thrill to be here on the 50th anniversary of the Mellman Club. I was lucky enough to be on the committee to help pull this together. I think it is just fabulous. The turnout is great, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful sight. I'm so glad to see everybody here.
I'm Scott Schultz, my wife Tina, and I don't know that I can say anything really original other than it was really a tremendous thrill to be here at the 50th anniversary of the Mellman Club. As a child, I remember going like Deborah to all the events, to the installations, and it's the importance of family and togetherness has always been something that has been made very clear, it's very important, and this only goes to affirm that this is the most precious thing in the world, is having a family.
Je m'appelle Sheila. I am not French, but we have a Frenchman at the table, and a little bit of this rubs off, you know what I mean? Anyway, I'm very glad to be here and be with my cousins, and especially Lauren Lee Singman and Allison over here, the younger generation, who look so lovely tonight. And that's about all I have to say.
Hi, I'm Jim Singman. This is my daughter Lauren. I'm really pleased and proud to be with all my relatives at this wonderful occasion. The 50th anniversary is very, very special to all of us, and again, I'm happy to be here with all of my relatives.
Hello, I'm Lauren Lee Sigmund, and I'm so happy to be here. I go to all the Mellman things. This is my family and my friends, and I'm happy to be here. I'm Allison Shanker, and I've been coming 8 years, and every time I play it more and more, and I'm glad to be here today.
Hi, I'm Dub Harris, coming out here from Los Angeles, California with my wife, daughter, granddaughter, and son-in-law. We're all enjoying this. Wouldn't miss it for the world. Great being here. Thanks.
I'm at the
Dubinsky, and I want to thank Marilyn Lippman for doing such a wonderful job. It's outstanding. Thank you.
Verbal, but not.
This is a great affair and wouldn't miss it either. This, my wife says, mention my name, Sid, and my wife Charlotte. Say hello to
I didn't mean to leave that on my phone.
Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Charlotte. This is a beautiful affair. I mean, I'm so glad to be here.
My name is Jay Dubinsky, and my wife Susie and I are very happy to be here for this wonderful occasion. It's a great affair and something that we remember for a long time.
Related as brother and sister, and glad to be here with our kids and their kids and all the other relatives.
Hi, I'm Sharon Hack. I'm now Sharon Lane. Came in from San Diego. Formerly living here in St. Louis as the one Harry when I was just a tot about 3 or 4 years ago. And I'm going to introduce Randy Nestor, who's my fiance. Randy?
I as well am from San Diego, and I'm very enjoying this evening. I'm just going to pass this on over here.
I'm Eileen Whittles, and I'm Sharon and Stanley Hack's cousin, Ethel Hack's niece. And I live in St. Louis, and so I'm happy to be here and to join in your celebration.
Hello, I'm Rachel Lippman, and I am so happy to sit at this table with my wonderful cousins from out of town, and of course my brother sitting next to me, Jay. I'm happy to be with him, and it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Hello, Lisa. I'll tell you who I am. I am Jay Lippman, and I'm happy also to be here with all my beautiful cousins. And I live in St. Louis, and happy anniversary to the Mars Mellman Club. Stanley?
Oh, that was good, Jay. That was good.
Hi, I'm Stanley Hack from Pittsburgh, originally from St. Louis, of course, and I'm honored, delighted to be here at the 50th anniversary celebration. We're so happy to be part of this wonderful, wonderful family. I'll introduce my wife, Christine.
Hi, I'm Christine Hack, and I'm glad to be here. It's a wonderful occasion, and we're all really glad to be here.
Hi, I'm Steve Hack, and I'm also living in Pittsburgh right now, and I'm happy to be here too.
Okay, I'm Louise Kaufman-Yavitz. I'm here with my husband Gary and my children Benjamin and Daniel. And we're delighted to be at this function, and we also send regards from Lily and Nathan Kaufman from Florida, who couldn't be with us tonight. Pass it to Gal.
Here, Mr. Mellman.
Introduce your family. Who they are.
Hi, I'm Marvin Rothman, Gold's husband.
I'm joking.
And I'm joking. That's my daughter Margie and her husband Donnie. And this is Michael Mellman, who's of the original Mellman. And we're happy to be here.
We're guests, and we're honored to be here. Marion and Jerry Cohen, and we thank Bernie Mellman for including us in his family event. Thank you. Bye-bye.
My name is Bill Kaufman, and I'm here this evening with my daughter, Madeline Kaufman.
You're on candid camera.
My name's Benjamin Yavitz, and I'm really happy to be here, even though I really don't know anybody.
The Torah makes murder a horrible crime, not because one person has been killed, because of all the generations that will follow that person are lost forever. The Mellman Club is proof positive of this also. 3 people started this club, and look at what has developed. Beautiful organization, beautiful family. Kane Yearby, let's hope that this continues for another 50 years and 50 years after that.
Good. Tell us who you are. Did you hear him?
My name is Meyer Crown.
I'm Selma Khan, sitting next to him. Wasn't that a wonderful story? He heard that repeated it to me this evening. And I'll just say what he did about everybody having good luck, good health, and good friends, and good family. I'm Selma Khan again, signing off.
Signed off.
Hi, I'm Marge Holman. I'm from Oregon. I'm Selma's cousin, as we all are cousins. I can't tell you how delighted I am to be here, and I'm coming back in 50 years.
I'm Mark Silverman, and these are all my cousins too. Everybody, this is my cousin. Hello? I'm delighted to be here too. It's my sister Barbara.
I'm happy to be here.
Nothing funny?
I'm Joe Winterberg. This is a great family because I'm married to my first wife, Barbara, and she's in the family. And then my second wife, Roz, is also in the family, and she's sitting right next to me.
This is a wonderful family. I married my first husband, Jerry. Second husband, Jerry. And my two kids are here with me, so I'm thrilled, and all my wonderful relatives. Thank you. Say my name. I'm Rosalind Schwartz.
Hi, I'm Jerry Schwartz. I'm very happy to be here. We make it to these dinners every year. We live in St. Louis. I live with Roz and my two sons, Aaron and Jeremy, and we're very happy to be here.
My name is Aaron Schwartz, and that's not my mom. Because I don't have two dads.
I'm Jeremy Schwartz, and those are my parents, and I don't really have anything to say. But that's okay. Well, let them start it off. Because I was here. I was here the first year, but I was part of it. And it just came by so fast. It just seems like it was not too long ago. And so it's so nice to see all the family, especially everybody bringing this small children. Great. I'm going to pass this to the next person.
You probably want me to introduce my nephew, Neil. Neil and Vancouver.
I just want to wish Rose Babushka the best. I really don't know what she's being honored for, but whatever it is, she deserves it. She's been a great grandma, a great person. This is my wife.
We're from St. Louis, but we're moving to Alabama. So I have 3 kids here, but one of them's missing. Anyway, I'm going to give it to Blondie here because she knows more.
I don't know what more I know. It's Blondie, and I came in from Illinois, and I'm just really happy to be here and to join everybody. I'll give it to Lenny.
I'm Eve Carney, and this is Ed Dyson.
Okay, go ahead.
My name is Jennifer. My name is Jennifer, and I'm here because I was coming for the party. I am from Glendale. I mean California. I am from California.
Great.
Okay, take it. Okay.
I'll just pass it along, that's fine.
I'm Marco, and we're here because Hi, my name is Rachel Leah Cohen. This is my cousin, my husband, Yaakov Cohen. We just recently got married, so for those of you who don't know me by my new married name, my name used to be April Goldenberg. I'm Shirley Goldenberg's granddaughter, but of course I go by Rachel Leah now, so it's Rachel Leah Cohen. And I'm very glad to be here for the 50th anniversary. I haven't seen all these people for a very long time, and I'm glad to be back in St. Louis. Now a word from my husband.
Hi, I'm Yaakov Cohen, and I'm, I guess, one of the new additions to the club. I feel very welcome, and it's a very nice family, really big, kind of overwhelmed by all the people here, but I feel very welcome, and I'm thanking everybody for having me here.
We had a long program ahead of us. We'd like for everyone to see it. Please take your seats so we can get on.
My name is Sarah. I'm the first one. And we are the second one. We are having lots of fun here. And go outside because it will be boring later.
Yep. Jerry Hatch.
How do you do, everybody? I can't believe it's 50 years. I think about 50 years ago, Jake Mellman, which was an uncle of mine, may rest in peace, called together about 4 people. I think Marcy, Doug Harris, myself, and I think Harry H. Mellman, Morris Mellman's son, and I think Matt Producer. He says, we have to get Cousins Club started. And we all thought it was a good idea, but we never realized it would last this long. But if you knew the Mellman family, you knew that they stuck together like glue. One would never go anyplace without the rest of them going along. In fact, I remember when somebody said, I'd like to go to Oakville, Illinois. It was a resort then. It's probably a shopping center now, who knows. But you think one went? They all went. We all went. Okay. I only got a minute and a half, so I can't do this. Anyway, but if you knew them, and that's the reason that this club inherited that stick-togetherness. And I want to say one thing, Morris Mellman. He was one that when he said something, that was it. He was like a judge. His word was the last word. And I used to work for Morris after school, and all day Saturday had a grocery store. And I want to say one thing about him. He was a professor. He was a teacher. I remember one time on Saturday around 11:30 at night, I'm dead tired, young, tired, I want to go home, and he's getting ready out there, and a man comes into the store and he says, "Did y'all got any lamb chops?" I says, "No, I'm sorry, we don't have any lamb chops." He walked out. Morris Mellman comes back. He said, "What did that man want?" He said, "He wanted lamb chops. We don't have any." He says, "Remember one thing, don't ever let anybody walk into the store and don't sell them anything." I said, "But we don't have lamb chops." He says, "Well, if a woman walks in and wants a roll of toilet paper, you don't have it, sell her sandpaper." I looked at him and I said, "Uncle Morris, what's the lady going to do with sandpaper when she wants toilet paper?" He said, "What do you care? Sell her something." So it so happens we're getting ready to walk out of the door, and a man comes in. "Mr. Mellman, you got any lamb chops?" He takes his foot up here. "Yes, sir." Now I was astounded. I'm waiting to see what is he going to use for lamb chops. He walked into the cooler, come out with the pork loin, put it on the block, cut it in half. He says, this side is lamb chop, this side is pork chop. Which side do you want? And I just looked at him. He sold him that. He says, see, you have to sell him something. I says, yeah, but what's he going to do when he gets home and finds out it's not lamb chop? He says, he'll enjoy it and eat it. Now, was the meal good? Everybody enjoyed it. They're not hungry. I want to introduce Howard Oppenheimer to lead us in our benching. Howard? Can't take more than a minute and a half.
We'll have a little help from my friend, my son. Very briefly, before we give thanks to Rabbanu Shalom for this wonderful meal, and of course we give thanks once again to Marilyn and the committee that did a fabulous job here. I'll give my own special set of thanks. So now maybe when I have my 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times a day phone call from my mother-in-law, we won't be hearing about the upcoming Mellman Club 50th anniversary dinner. But really, for the youngsters, she always does. We really, when we look around here tonight, especially the young children, my son Max and my daughter Daya, two of my 3 children over here tonight, there's a lesson to be learned. And hope everybody, especially the younger generation, avails themselves the chance to talk to some people who've been part of the family for a long time. It's a beautiful thing to be able to look down and look at some of your tradition, some of your history, and see the continuum from where we came from. It's a beautiful thing, and it's something we really should not take for granted, and really all need to be very thankful for. So with that, let's get into the benching. Rabosai Navore. Yehi Shem Adonai Baruch Me'atav Yad Elam Bereshus Maranan V'Rabbanan V'Rabosai Navore Eloheinu Shachal Mishalo Baruch Eloheinu Shachal Mishalo Tzavot Chayidu Baruch Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Hazan Yisrael Kula V'Tula Echei V'Echei Rachamim Uno Shein Lechem Lechol Bashar Ki Yolach Hashem U'Tzuva Gadol Tani L'Chasar Lanu V'Yasar Lanu Ba'azar Le'olam Bo'et Labor Shema Gadol Ki Ruel Zadifar Neshako U'Metim La'akol U'Metim La'azam Lechol Riyosam Asher Bara Baruch Ato Adonai Hazon Esakol. Umafarne so sanu tamid v'chayam uvafale suvafal shah v'yalako Nakasu v'yachalta v'savata v'yrakta v'sadonai Elohecha al-ha'aretz ha'zavar sh'salah Baruch Adonai al-ha'aretz v'ya'amazah Eloheinu Avinu Reinu Zuneinu Parnaseinu Chachaleinu Ve'arbicheinu Barvach Lanu Adonai Ve'erli Kol Tzaraseinu V'no Al Tatzricheinu Adonai Eloheinu Le'dei Manas Basar V'nam L'dei Abasam Kim Da'acha Hamlei Yahamsucha V'Shaka Mava She'nava Sh'Nikaleinu Le'olam Bo'ed Eloheinu Le'vaseinu Le'lev Bo'ed Ganenu, Zifron Abasenu, Zifron Mishiach, Ben David Abdecha, Bizifron Yerushalayim Kachacha, Zifron Ulam, Base Israel, Funecha, Leta, the Kaval, the Pain, the Test, the Rachim, the Kain, the Shom Beyond, Gosha Chodesh, Azeh, Zofrenu, Anolenu, Volatova, Uvbagdenu, Vali Baracha, Goshenu, Volatayim, Raishu, and Rachim, Luzvachanenu, Rachim, and Goshenu, Yelachainenu, Yamalachanu, Rachu, Mata, B'nai Yerushalayim, Mirakadesh, Meira, B'yameinu. Kenya bore osanu kulanu yahad libra hashima unaman amen amaram yagamdu Allah yamayna solution yamashukan benisa brokame sanrayu snakramani shenu nisatin besedato bene yingadam Arakamani Kadesh Lemos Kodesh Zalata Rafa Arakamani Shia Fulakaye Allah Abba Migal Shuas Maka Yosef Esedlim Shika the David Zara Allah Hoser Shalom Nimrama
You enjoyed your dinner, and I'm happy for that. It has taken us 2.5 years to bring this evening to you. We worked long and hard and labored long to bring us here tonight, the crowning glory of 50 years. I have many thank yous to pass on, so I'm going to start now. First of all, I want to thank Ray Dean Feldman for asking me to chair this great event. Thank you for giving me the honor and opportunity to do something special for this special event. My guiding light, my mother and father, the memory and the love for family. I want to thank Shirley and Marvin Goldenberg for giving such a beautiful, beautiful cocktail party. This was in honor of their 50th wedding anniversary. We just celebrated February the 23rd. I would like to present to Shirley and Marvin these 18 yellow roses. May you enjoy Gesund, Mazel, and Nachas bis 120 Jahre. celebrated, but we have two people this evening who are celebrating birthdays. Clara Hack, Richard Clara Hack, and my brother Jay Lippman. Happy birthday, both of you. Be well with 120. And I understand that Reba is going to celebrate your 40th, is it? In June. Well, we won't be there for you, but we wish you well with the 100th concert. Okay? Now, thank you to the many who worked so hard to bring to you all that we are enjoying tonight. I will present them in alphabetical order, and as I read your name, please stand until I finish and hold your applause until the end. Deborah Mira, Radine Feldman, Pearl Jacobson, Shirley Langfeld, Dale Lippman, who is now in Israel, Harvey Lippman, my brother who made all the easels and set up the display of pictures, Jay Lippman, Lita Lippman, Bernard Mellman, who is chairman of our memory book, and he will introduce that later, Millie Mellman, Sally Needle. In addition to her services on the committee, I want you to know that she addressed each one of the invitations herself. And her tedious and long job made it very, very special. And I want to give you an extra special thank you. Alan Portman, Molly Portman, Evelyn Schultz, Janice Schenker, Mitchell Schenker, Diane Siegman, James Siegman, Anna Rose Tendler, Shirley Weisberg, and Esther Zuckerman. Sheila Schultz. Did I say Sheila? Sheila, I'm sorry, honey. She worked very hard, and she has some real goodies for you. I'm really sorry. I hope I didn't forget anyone else. These kids worked long and hard, and we wouldn't be here tonight if not for them. And so they really deserve a big hand. Wait. There are a few others who are not technically members of the family, but who are like family to me, and who contributed more, so very much to this evening. Terry Burns, who is not here tonight, Ellen Ross, Christy Summers, and Amy Weinberg, who also is not here tonight. And I thank everyone. You can see it takes a lot of people and a lot of hard work to do this. Now, in addition to putting this together, we have special contributions. Oh, that's true. I'm sorry, Karen. That's right. Your anniversary is the same as Shirley's. And you celebrated 61 years as a 100th sponsor. Bless you. Okay. Now, in addition to the committees and all, there are other contributions made tonight that made the difference in this evening. Our yarmulkes, courtesy of Bernard Mellman. Our wine, please hold your applause until I'm finished. Our wine, courtesy of children, grandchildren of Shirley and Sid Weisberg, in honor of their 50th wedding anniversary coming up in August, and Bobby Pearl's special birthday. The nuts, Sally Needle, Shai Stigman, I want to call you Badinski, Evelyn Schultz, and Esther Zuckerman. The memory book that you'll see later, Jay Lippman. Other contributions we are enjoying were given anonymously. So thank you to everyone for your generosity. Now, I am so delighted to tell you that we have so many people from out of town. And truly, without each one of your attendance here, it just would not be the same for everyone. I'm going to do these in alphabetical order, and I hope I didn't miss anyone. Judy and Glenn Alterman from Fort Hill Ranch, California, and their two children, Ariella and Trishana. And Judy was an Oberman, the daughter of Reba and Artie. Rachel Cohn and Yaakov. Rachel was a Goldberg, and they just got married not too long ago, and they came from Silver Springs, Maryland. Angela, it would be nice if you would all stand up so everyone can see you since you're out of town. Angela Jerome Davry. Angela is a Zuckerman, and her son Benjamin from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Mark, please, I have a long list here. Let's applaud later, okay? Mark Epstein from Columbia, Missouri. Irv Gadd from Atlanta, Georgia. Irvin and Jean Goldberg from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Harry and Ethel Hack, La Mesa, California. Stanley and Christine Hack, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And their son Stephen Hack, also from Pittsburgh. Maurice and Jerry Harris, Los Angeles, California. Jean and Chris Bone and Jennifer from Glendale, California. Jennifer is the daughter of Mossy and Jerry. Margie Holman. Lauren and Mark Shavrock. Lauren was Oberman, and Kayla, their daughter. I don't have, where do you live? I forgot the name. San Diego, California. Sorry about that. Cindy and Mark Schwedek. Cindy was Oberman, their son Brian from Yorba, California. Elise Sigmund from Houston, Texas. Barry Zuckerman from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Welcome. So glad that you came to join us. Coming a long, long way to be with us. Thank you. And some who are here for the first time and live in St. Louis. Now, I may not have this list exactly right, because some may have been here before, and I just want to extend this courtesy because it is your first time. We are so delighted. We hope that you will come back. Ken and Karen Dubinsky. Mark has been here. Donnie, this is your first time here. Donnie Branzer, the husband of Margie Roman. Sally and Ken, Mark and Benjamin Goldman. Marilyn was a Goldwasser. The mother was a Goldwasser, a Dubinsky. Marilyn and Bob Goldwasser. Marilyn's the son, the daughter of Ethel Dubinsky. And Kathy and Rick, Andrew, Margie Meyer, from Kathy Dubinsky. And Terry and Greg St. Almond, I hope I pronounced that right. They are, Terry is the daughter of Alvin and Jan Regwishka, and their children Danielle and Jeremy. Kenneth, Kenneth Brown, the fiance to Pamela Spiegel. I think they had to leave. I'm sorry about that. Marcy and Bill Willenbrook and his daughter Melanie, and Louise and Greg Yavitz, their children. What'd I say? I'm sorry, Gary. I'm glad you're here though. And their children Benjamin and Daniel. And Louise is the daughter of Nathan Kaufman, and her picture was in the paper, by the way. We're just so delighted that you are all here. Now, you're probably wondering why we have such a big head table. As you know, we are paying tribute to our past presidents. And because we feel we want to pay a great tribute to them, each one will have participation in this evening as you have. And I would like to introduce them to you, and please stand. I don't get a minute. get a minute. Okay. Everyone up here, if the only not present would be the spouses and our incoming president and her spouse. And what I'll do, since time is of the essence, as we introduce them, I will tell you the year they were president. Okay? So then I won't take any more of your time. Okay. Now, one more thing before we get on with the program. I received a faxogram from Israel, a letter from Israel. These people could not be here tonight. To the Morris Mellman Club, we feel so blessed to be a part of such a loving family with so rich a heritage. We would have loved to be with you all on this golden Simcha. Yet, as always, our hearts and minds are with you all. This 126 love the Lilienthals in Israel. Then I have one also. Yes. Then we have another one from Israel. Thank you very much for your beautiful invitation to the Cousins Club dinner. My sons and I love families and, of course, would love to participate. We all have pleasant memories of St. Louis and the lovely cousins, especially my parents. And this is from Rita Kaufman, the widow of Ben Kaufman. And then I have one more from out of town. Hope all is well with you. We just want to tell you again how much we regret that we will miss the 50th anniversary party of the Mellman Club. And this is from Lil and Nathan Kaufman. And then there was one more, Marvin Goldberg's brother, Dave and Florence. I'm sorry they couldn't be with us, but they wish us well. And we thank them all for their good wishes. And now, Sally. Sally was president in 1974.
When I was just a kid. Yes. I too bring greetings from Israel. My sister Miriam Frisch called me today after speaking with the Jacobsons of Israel and the Lilienthals of Israel. She sends her love, best wishes, mazel tov from all the Israelis to all of us. And she says the reason that she's not here tonight was that Radine just couldn't arrange a ride for her. As I look around the room this evening, I really want to say a couple of things. Number one, wow. And number two, Baruch Hashem. My heartfelt thanks to those of you who are here today and those who are here with us in spirit only for forming the Morris Mellman Club, for loving the family club, and for working hard to keep us close together. I borrow the words that we recite each time we conclude the reading of each of the 5 books of the Torah. Chazak, chazak, v'nitchazek. May we go from strength to strength and continue to find strength. Now it is my sincere honor and pleasure to introduce a very special person to whom I owe a great deal of gratitude. Through his love and through his wisdom, I became more and more involved in the family club. And thankfully, my relatives became my good friends as well. Thank you, Marvin Goldenberg, President, 1958, and outgoing President, for your love, for your leadership, and being one of the first to recognize that I am indeed the youngest of Leona and Harry's children. Congratulations and much love to you and to your beautiful and caring wife, Shirley, on your 50th wedding anniversary. thank you for the wonderful cocktail party in honor of your 7th club. May you and the Mellman Club celebrate many, many anniversaries together. Our president, Marvin Goldenberg.
I like this better than talking. Well, when this club was started 50 years ago, I married Harold Lippman's daughter, Shirley. The odds were the club wouldn't last for 50 years. The odds were that our marriage wouldn't last 50 years. On our marriage, the odds was only 50 to 1. On the Mellman Club, it was 1,000 to 1. We beat the odds. Over these years, we've had over 1,000 meetings, so they were close. Anyway, I want to thank my officers this year for the hard work they did. Even though the weather was against us, we had a tornado on one of the meetings, we had a cloudburst on another one, we had hail, and so it was a good year anyway. So all I can say is I want to thank them, and Marilyn Lippman did a fabulous job this time. Keep the club together over these years. You'll look at the back of your book, and they'll say, let us remember the past. The past was all those that worked very hard for the first 15, 20 years to keep this club going so it could celebrate the 50th. It also says, let us enjoy the present, which we are. And I wish a lot of knockers to the officers that are coming in so we can enjoy the future. My minute and a half is over.
First back, President 1963.
I'd like to tell you all that here's my minute and a half.
I'm sorry. I really am sorry. I've forgotten. If the children want to leave for the rest of the program because they're restless, there are 2 babysitters, Suzanne Taylor and her friend, and if they will go out that door with the 2 babysitters, they will take them to room 4. There are videos, and they can enjoy themselves, and they won't have to put up with us.
How come they're leaving on my time and not on your time? I want you all to know that I just came back from Florida where I visited my mother, and she said this club is very young. She's twice as old as this club is. So, and she's doing well. I hate to contradict my dear cousin Harry Hack, and I know it was very important for the 4 or 5 people that got together with Jake Mellman to form this club, but he neglected to tell you, if it wasn't the ones who married into the club that kept it going and was rocking, the club wouldn't have been here today. And in order not to take up too much of anybody else's time, I want to introduce Alan Rothman, who's going to be the installing officer. Alan Portman, and who's going to be the installing officer. And any man who stands up to install his own wife has got a lot of guts.
Thank you, Herb. And when Molly and I got married, Herb was the very first person to RSVP. I don't think the ink was dry on the invitation or the call.
That's my name. Which one?
The first order of business at the club's first meeting 50 years ago was an appointment of a board of directors. As a Jewish family club, it's not surprising that one of the officers was the chaplain. But it's very interesting that as a family club, only a few hours old, we needed 3 legal advisors. As a family, we are unique in that we have officers who perform their monthly duties on behalf of their cousins like an organization. As an organization, we are unique because we can't really resign And a disagreement with the treasurer is also a disagreement with your cousin. I would like to now call the 1996 Executive Board to stand and be recognized. Parliamentarian Shirley Langfeld. Chaplain Joey Needle. Sergeant at Arms Michael Mellman. Corresponding Secretary. No, these are the last year's stuff. The old ones. They get to quit in about 2 minutes. Corresponding Secretary Esther Zuckerman. Social Secretary Sally Needle. Recording Secretary Bernard Mellman. Financial Secretary Scott Schultz. Treasurer Millie Mellman. And the 3 Vice Presidents Deborah Amira, Molly Portman, Radine Feldman, and our outgoing President Marvin Goldenberg. On behalf of the Morris Mellman Club, I would like to thank you for your year of service, and I now discharge you from your duties. Those of you who are sticking around for another year, don't go anywhere. Our incoming parliamentarian, Marvin Goldenberg. It is wise, in especially large organizations, to have a parliamentarian to assist the president in rulings on points of order and in answering parliamentary inquiries. We all know that Marvin will be happy to share his opinion with the board. Our incoming chaplain, Julia Schwartz. As a Jewish organization, Hashem is a part of our daily lives and our meetings. We will look to you, Julius, to keep us on the right path and keep track of all the kippot. Our incoming Sergeant at Arms, Richard Hack. The Sergeant at Arms was once upon a time literally the Sergeant of the Guard who brought a sword to each meeting to keep order. I think just a small stick will be sufficient. We are family. Our incoming Corresponding Secretary, Jackie Oppenheimer. Jackie, you will have the task of taking care of all the correspondence for the organization. The content of your correspondence should reflect the high standards of the Morris Mellman Club. That would mean you need the full 64 color box of crayons. Our incoming Social Secretary, Sally Needle. You did such a great job keeping up with the wide world of the Mellmans. I am pleased to install you for another wonderful year with the club. Our Recording Secretary, Janice Schenker. As Recording Secretary, you have responsibility for keeping an accurate record of all proceedings and keeping a permanent file of all our records. Who better than an accountant? Our Financial Secretary, Millie Mellman. The Financial Secretary issues the bills and collects membership dues. A little birdie told me that Scott Schultz has offered to keep the use of his computer expertise to assist you. Our incoming Treasurer, Anna Rose Tendler. A treasurer needs to be one who pays meticulous attention to detail. You are responsible for paying all of the Mellman Club's bills. A quick trip to Paris with Victor is not one of the Mellman Club bills. Our 3 vice presidents for the upcoming year. The 3rd vice president is Marilyn Lipman, 2nd vice president Deborah Amira, and 1st vice president Hilton Epstein. As vice presidents, your job is to to help out the president in every way. Vice president should be familiar with the duties of the president and be prepared at all times to assume that office. This does not mean that there'll be coups. And I'd like to install my wife, Molly, as president for the upcoming year. The president must be firm, competent, tactful, and just. The president should listen to the voice of the minority. The president should listen to the voice of the minority, but obey the will of the majority. The president should encourage participation and attendance at all meetings, and most of all, the president should delegate responsibility whenever possible. On behalf of the club, I would like to congratulate the incoming executive board on their installation. Mazel tov.
Today I am a fountain pen. Oops, sorry, wrong Simcoe. I'm so happy you all came to my party. You know, Marilyn planned all of this just for me. I'm honored and excited to be president of the club as it starts what Mitch refers to as the next millennium. Although I grew up in the club, it's hard to believe I'm old enough to be president. Many things have changed in our society since the club began, but the Mellman Club family is still going strong. I wish I had the opportunity to know my Uncle Morris. Since his desire was to keep the family together, that's one of my goals, for the family to continue to come together year after year. I look forward to working with all of you. I hope that everyone will contribute new and exciting ideas for programs. We want input from everyone. We want to know what types of programs are interesting to you. We want to know if you like picnics, bowling, game nights, book reviews, or line dancing. If you missed a meeting, we want to know if you missed it because the time was bad, or if the program was just not to your liking. Do you want to attend a book review, but we just haven't picked your favorite book yet? Dad used to tell me about the aunts and uncles who played poker in the park. Anybody interested in poker? What about mahjong? Not every activity will interest everyone all of the time, but we hope that we can find some that will interest you at some time. I want to thank my Baba for being born a Mellman, and for having my father who was a Mellman, and for marrying my mother who made me a Mellman. I want to thank Alan who married me and became enamored with the Mellmans, and agreed to be the man behind the woman. I hope you'll all participate and make me look good. If you don't volunteer, we may just volunteer you. That's how I became president. For those of you who don't live in St. Louis, we want to hear from you. We want to know who's having babies, who's becoming bar bat mitzvah. We want to know who's graduating from high school or college. We want to know who's getting married. Keep in touch so that we can all maintain this wonderful connection we have through the Morris Mellman Club. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Deborah Spiegel. Deborah was president 1976-1977.
Deborah will be right here. I didn't want the evening to get too far along before we collected the money for the photography. Anna Rose is going to come around to every table. If you could maybe group all your monies to one person at each table, she'll come around and pick it up. Remember, if you don't have your money, the cash, check, or the Visa number, take the card home, attach a check, and mail it to me. Okay? Thank you.
Hi, I want to welcome everybody here and tell you I'm having a wonderful time, and I hope you are too. I want to say that the Mellman Club kind of started around the time my parents got married, so I can always remember how old it is by how long they've been married. And I think I have the distinction of being the first baby born after the club was conceived. So was I. So I kind of grew up knowing all my family and being part of the club. I remember picnics in the park and having peanut hunts and getting grab eggs at Hanukkah, and the first time I heard the song Mama at the Mother's Day affairs, and seeing older cousins and feeling real comfortable with them and looking forward to being there, seeing my young cousins and seeing the babies grow. It's just been warm and loving and secure, and just a beautiful feeling to grow up in this family and to know I'm a part of a group that's as wonderful as this. The person that I'm going to introduce helped me feel this way. She not only feels a love for the family, but she wants to make sure everybody else does too. And she does everything in her power to make you feel that way. When You come to a club, if there's somebody she doesn't know, she makes sure she makes them feel welcome. She goes up to them, hugs them, and when she knows you, then she's hugging you all the time. She's just special and wonderful, and I'm so glad she's my cousin, Radine Feldman.
Everyone has taken off my speech tonight. Next time I want to be among the first ones instead of among the last. My Uncle Harry promised me a half of his time, and then he used it up. But I'm going to read my speech to you anyhow. Okay. Exactly 50 years ago, 3 weeks and approximately 4.5 hours, a clever young lady and Marvin Goldenberg signed a piece of paper known as a marriage license. This is what makes Marvin our paper relative. That was just about the time that this club was being formed. I want you to know my own father, Abishalom, was a paper relative, but never referred to anyone in the family as his wife's nieces, nephews, our cousins. They were always his. This is something that this club was really based on, the closeness and the love for one another. And I know other people have said this. If everyone will look through their little directories, they can look through the COVID awards given, and they can look through the past presidents and see how many of these people are paper relatives. I have nothing against paper relatives. My own son-in-law is one of my favorites. But they're very, very special people. And I'm so glad that I wasn't appointed. I volunteered to give Marvin his gift. Thank you. To give him his gift for the time and effort that he has put in the club this past year. I would also like to mention that Marvin is the first person to be president of this club for 3 times. And that's a record. Some of us have made it twice. But he went ahead and did 3 times to make a fool. Yeah, something's wrong up here, but we love him. And that's Marvin and I have worked together as a team several times. When I was president, he was my first vice president, and now it was turned around. This is a little personal gift from me to Marvin. Marvin, either you go be that way, or I go be that way. I'm not sure.
No, I'm not going to pass it on. I'm going to thank the club for the president. And I'm very happy. And see, Maya, what you got to look forward to? See, that's a thing of being a president here. You get a president.
Shirley Alberstadt, our president, 1961. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait a minute, Shirley. I'm out of order. Barry Neal. I'm sorry. 1978.
Torah states, "V'gidashtem et shnat ha-hamishim shana v'darasim dor ba'aretz v'chal yoshveha yovel tiyeh lachem v'shavtem ish el malchus aso v'ish el mishpachto tashuvu." It says, "You shall sanctify the 50th year, proclaim liberty throughout the land and to its inhabitants. A jubilee it shall be for you. Each man shall return to his heritage, each man to his family return." The Torah clearly implies that the 50th year in a cycle is indeed a very appropriate time to return to one's roots. The rabbis teach to choose the proper course, da me'ayin basa, know from where you have come. Look back on the trials, tribulations, and accomplishments of our grandparents, parents, and ourselves. Analyze and evaluate them. For what purpose? To focus on la'an ata holech. Where are you going? It is not enough for us, our children and grandchildren, to take pride in deeds already accomplished, but to use the future, the past, as a tool and an inspiration as we meet the challenges and the possibilities that lie ahead. To the next 50 years, cousins, l'chaim. It was my privilege to have introduced at this time Sonia Dubinsky, president in 1975, and terrific person, I'd like to tell you, but unfortunately she had to leave a little early, so I'll give the program back to Marilyn.
Shirley Halberstadt. Shirley was president in 1961.
When I became a member of this club, I didn't realize that 37 years later we would be celebrating this wonderful, wonderful 50th anniversary. I also didn't know when I became a member of this club that the board meetings were held to play poker. That was the fun. We'd get the business over with fast, and then we'd play poker. I would like to introduce Rosa Bushka, who was president in 1965.
Hello, dear cousins. In 1921, 3 families came to this country. They were the Hatch, the Lippman, Von Lippman, and yours truly. What remains of that beautiful family, we were very, very anxious to get here and see our loved ones once again. Out of those 3 families, only 3 of us are left today. I wanted to send out one Pearl Jacobson, Harry Hatch, and yours truly. This is what's left from my 3 beautiful families. Oh yes, Harold Lippman. Harold Lippman was brought to this country by my father, Schleimer Mellman. He came here as my brother by the name of Harry Mellman. Harry was from Mellman until he graduated school. Then he decided to change his name back to Lippman. What an asset Harold Lippman was to this club. I will say a few words in his behalf. Harold Lippman gave so much towards the building of this Mellman Club. He gave so much of himself, both financially and otherwise. Harold Lippman was the Mellman Club. I think he deserves it. And dear cousins, I wanted to stand for a moment of silence tonight to the memory of Harold Lippman. I wish you would send out to pay tribute to him. I just got him Harold Lippman.
Thank you, Rose.
That was beautiful. No, not that's true. I'm sorry. Harold, it is so apropos that his daughter could share this beautiful evening tonight. In Maryland, what a beautiful job you have done. Harold Lippman left a legacy. He wrote the book, Life all of us. I know I've read it many times, and it will be read by many generations to come. Harold Lippman was one of a kind. And Harold will never forget it. One more thing I want to say here. I read in the papers, in the Post-Dispatch, that how the club started, that Uncle Jake Mellman got us together and organized the Mellman Club. And Anna, to my dear Uncle Morris, shortly after his death, Uncle Morris deserves that we should be together. He was a man that was always wanting families to stay together and love each other. I also want you to know there was a third brother, Schleiman Mellman, who was all through his life was instrumental in keeping the family together. He wanted them to stay together and love each other. And tonight, dear Father, dear Uncle Morris, dear Uncle Jake, we are together, and we do love each other, and will continue for many and many years.
He couldn't do it anymore. First of all, we moved away 2,000 miles away, so we had to stop coming to the meetings all the time, which were a lot of fun, by the way. They were right about the poker games. We had our meetings, but we couldn't wait to finish them so we could play poker. We had a lot of good time. But I have to tell you, the man that I'm going to introduce is a very, very special man to me. In 1954, I had the surprise of my life. It's one of the best things that could ever have happened to me. Bernie Mellman, I don't know who started, what committee did this or anything, but they made a special, This Is Your Life, S.O. Astor Hack. And I still have a book with all of the memories in it. They had people from California, my relatives, make a record and send it in. They had all of my friends come, and after everyone came up to me and said something, I had to cry. I couldn't get over it. It was just beautiful. But anyway, Bernie, I want to thank you for everything all these years. I love you very, very much as I love all the club, everybody. Come on.
Thank you, Ethel, for those kind words. Good evening. I can't tell you how proud I am to be here at the 50th anniversary of a club that bears my father's name. For those of us who were here at the beginning, this is truly a remarkable achievement. About a year ago, a small committee got together to try to prepare a memory book in connection with tonight's festivities. Well, where would we begin? There were so many memories to consider. And the committee started slowly, and what began as a monumental job became truly a labor of love. And we do indeed have a memory book to present to you tonight. The memory book is dedicated to the memory of Harold and Pearl Lippman, who did so very much to ensure the continued success of this club. And in a way, this book is a modest follow-up to Harold Lippman's wonderful book that received so much attention. I think you're going to find the memory book very interesting. It contains a lot of wonderful things. We found, and we have included in the memory book, my sister's shorthand minutes of the first meeting of the Mellman Club in March 1947. We have two talented songs that were written by the very talented Sheila Schultz, especially for this program this evening. We have newspaper publicity that our club has received throughout its 50 years in St. Louis and elsewhere. And by the way, wasn't that a great article that appeared in the Post-Dispatch last Thursday? We have national attention that Harold Lippman's wonderful book received. We have an article entitled The First 50 Years. We have old photographs that we found that will bring back a flood of memories. And we even have a Jerry Berger gossip column that will reveal secrets about members of this club that you didn't know until now. Out-of-towners don't know about Jerry Berger, but he's the local gossip columnist in the Post-Dispatch. One of the items that we have in our gossip column is the fact that, we tried to find out who were the cousins that had the most grandchildren. And when we went to press, there was a tie between Marvin and Shirley Goldenberg and Dr. Warren and Sheila Jacobson in Israel. Well, since the book went to press, we had a flash from Israel that the Jacobsons have a 17th grandchild. Sorry about that, Shirley and Marvin. In any event, we do want to present this book to you tonight, and I particularly want to thank the members of my committee, and I have to look at my notes so that I don't leave anybody out when I can't find it. I want to thank Millie Mellman and Shirley Weisberg and Sheila Schultz and Molly Portman and Alan Portman and Marilyn Lippman and Debbie Amira. It really was a job well done, and it was a pleasure working with you all, and I think you all are going to appreciate it. And now I'm going to ask Debbie Amira and Alan Portman and Enid Weisberg-Frank and Diane Singman and Deborah Spiegel to come up and pick up their assigned tables for a distribution of the memory book. You're ahead of me. They are presently being distributed. If Sheila Schultz and Enid Weisberg-Frank have concluded their job of distribution, I'm going to ask them to come up. I told you in my remarks that in our Cousins Club memory book, we have a song that was written by, we have two songs, but we're going to make you sing one of the songs. It is found on page 2 of the memory book. They're not quite all distributed yet, but they will be. But turn please to page 2 of the memory book. You will see a song which is written to the tune of "Oh, What a Beautiful Morning" from Oklahoma. We have two young ladies here who have wonderful voices. Sheila Schultz wrote the words, and she and Enid are going to sing it with you now.
We want you all to join in. I know everybody knows this song. Why don't we all try the chorus first? Ready? Oh, what a beautiful family. Oh, what a wonderful clan. When they came over from Russia, that's when the whole thing began. There's a Cousins Club known as the Mellmans. There's a Cousins Club known as the Mellmans. It plans special gatherings so cousins can meet.
And you'll pardon me now if I tend to repeat. Oh, what a beautiful family. Oh, what a wonderful clan. When they came over from Russia, that's when the whole thing began. There's an annual club installation that is held at a Jewish location. The chicken is tasty, the company is fine, but someone is fetching for the 99th time. Oh, what a beautiful family. Oh, what a wonderful clan. When they came over from Russia, that's when the whole thing began. It is 50 years we're celebrating, lots of planning and much decorating. Went into this evening, so knock yourself out and have a good time while we sing and we shout. Oh, what a beautiful family. Oh, what a wonderful clan. When they came over from Russia, that's when the whole thing began. Uncle Morris and Jake and Aunt Yetta would be proud that the club's doing better. We've lasted already for 50 years now, and we'll keep on enduring if God will allow. Oh, what a beautiful family. Oh, what a wonderful clan. When they came over from Russia, that's when the whole thing began.
Thank you. Evelyn Schultz, our president, 1987-1988. We're almost to the end. What knock was I'm having this evening, especially, can you hear me? It's such a knockness to introduce Mitchell. I had to say this because the Shaker family and our family, the Zuckerman family, were especially close since we lived in South St. Louis and all the rest of you were out west. As a matter of fact, Nina Ethel and Patrick Ray were really our second set of parents. And that's true. And we knew we could go to them with anything. We knew we could go to them for anything. In addition, Mitchell, your father, that redhead, and our sister Leah, the redhead, were often taken for sisters and brothers. Well, now, I want to tell you, those grandparents and your parents would be very proud to know how well you have performed in the Cousins Club. When you became president, it was like a breath of fresh air. Such a dynamic, wonderful young man. And I'd like to remind you that he's also the father of a future president. Rachel, stand up. Is she here?
She's not here.
All right. Okay. But before you take over, Marilyn said I was to make a toast. Everyone, lift your wine glasses. Dear God, thank you for having brought about this day, this 50th celebration. And we are looking forward to our young ones to take it to another 50 years. Amen.
Thank you. I'm down on this level because just in a couple minutes, we're going to show the video, which is a little teaser excerpt of a probably close to an hour and a half to 2 hours of video that we will be offering for your purchase after Pesach, as Marilyn said, because it takes her a while to get ready for Pesach. But this is going to be, I think it's about 12 minutes. This does not include everybody you will see in the full-length edition, but we're trying to tease and whet your appetite. And some of what you will see, I'm sure, will bring back many memories, and some younger people, like myself, You won't recognize these people. And that's why Marilyn's standing next to me, because I went through it and I still couldn't recognize these people. But it's really my pleasure to be here and Janice is ready back there. I got this all covered. Okay. It's my pleasure to be here. I just love doing whatever I can for the club. It just comes from inside. And I hope you all will enjoy what you're about to see. Janice? Okay, pay attention to the screen.
Howdy doody time.
Okay, pay attention.
This is the Mellman family. This is a procession. We have the Shankers, the Zuckermans, Evelyn Zuckerman, and I think the ones who rode by.
That baby was Marilyn.
That's my father. That's Shirley Lippman Goldenberg. And this is Harry Hack and Harold Lippman. And Harry Needle and Leona Needle. And Uncle Abe and Minetha Shanker. And Harold and Pearl Lippman. These were all taken from 35 millimeter that my father took then. That's Pearl Lippman and yours truly. That's Evelyn Schultz and I.J. Evelyn Zuckerman and I.J. Zuckerman. That's I.J. and Shirley Lippman and I.J. Zuckerman.
Can you guess how many people got into that car?
Here you have Shai Zuckerman. Uncle Sam Zuckerman. Earl Zuckerman. That's Harry Hack. I guess he's holding Rita. Max Jacobson. This is in the Horse Park. Warren Jacobson. And this is a picture of the poker games that they have. There we have Becky Skull and Uncle Sam. And Aunt Mary, who was an ardent poker player. And then Mima Haika. And the wave is from Goldie Rothman, Mellman Rothman. I'm not sure. I think it's Evelyn Schultz. I don't know who that is in the back. You guys do. These are the Needle Boys. It's Marvin on the right, Joey in the middle, and Barry on the left. And then we have Nat Tabinski, and that was Harry Needle. This is ball game. I think it's Mossy who's pitching. And Herman Epstein is catching. And you say that's
Harry Shanker running the bases. Watch who's swinging the bat. Blanche.
Watch her cry. She strikes out.
Struck out. Here's the bathing beauty Charlotte.
And that's Harry H. Mellman, our first president. Nat Tabinski. And that was Harry. This is the Tabinski family. Jules, Ethel, Marilyn, and Jay. And this is Holly and Jay Littman.
Jay, you got it right?
There, Jay's taking a soda. to drown the taste of the cigarette. This is Shirley and Marvin's wedding, and this is the beginning of the club. And here we have Uncle Jake, Mimakaika next to him is Stanley. Wait, Sharon is coming up. There's Stanley, and that was Joey, that's Sharon, that's Barry Needle, in the back is Lita, and Harvey, and Marvin, and Dale was next to my mother. This is Ethel Hack mentioned Mother of the Year. Mimakaika was our first Mother of the Year. And I believe it was 1951, I'm not sure. And when you see the R come up, I believe that's Ricky Hack. I'm not sure. I think it's right. Oh, Ronnie Hack. Okay. Here we have entertainment. Here we have Harry Needle. And this in the front are the Lostermans. Mania, Clara Losterman, Harry, George, and Millie. Willie Hack, Ray Dean, Bernard, Harry H., Marvin, Goldie, Jules Dubinsky, Ethel Dubinsky, Herb Gack, that was Hyman Dubinsky, Marvin Goldenberg, Harold Lippman, and this is our 25th anniversary. We have, the main tape will have more extensive same thing. Harlan Dubinsky, that's Nona, they're the Goldenberg girls. And this is a skit that my father and Rosa Bushko put on. That was a famous skit that they had done several times. That's Rosa Bushko, and my father is the Rabbi Harold Whitman. And as I said before, Harry H. Mellman was our first president. I was the outgoing president on our 25th anniversary.
Mommy?
Shirley Langfeld. That's Lou and Shai Siegman. Harry, George, and Millie. Mellman. Aunt Yetta Mellman. Earl Lippman and Pearl Lippman. Bernard Mellman. Yours truly. Harry H. Mellman. Goldie Mellman Rothman. This was the head table. Harry George Mellman. Aunt Mary Leona Needle. Harry Needle.
Hi, everybody. 35 years. And I remember in those early days what we used to quarrel about. Should we charge $3 or $3.50? And boy, there were really fights about that quarter difference. But 35 years, and we have attained a reputation which is just wonderful. Everyone that here is a Mellman Club envies us. So let's be proud, okay?
Yes. Hello, this is Pearl Jacobson, and we hope to celebrate the 50th.
What do you think of that for Pearl Club?
This is Max Jacobson. I wish they'd keep that light out of my eyes. I'm happy to be here.
I'd like to share our good wishes to all our family, friends, relatives who have been here today to celebrate the 30th anniversary of the Cousins Club. Thank you.
Betty Mellman, and I'm Morris Mellman's wife, and I enjoy to be here with all your people. I appreciate that you come to celebrate my husband's anniversary.
Congratulate the club on the 35th anniversary and many more years to come. Billy Goldenberg.
I'm Martin Goldenberg. Shirley is my wife, and all these other people is my cousin.
Welcome you all to this very special 45th anniversary dinner for Morrison. Because this value has been instilled in us since birth. Yet after 45 years, we are still here making the effort. It is this effort that keeps the dream alive.
Compliments have already over me.
Thank you. That's just a sampling of what will be available on the tape.
Joel Siegel. Turn the lights up, Jan, please.
Janice, go ahead and hit the lights.
Okay, we're coming to the end of it. Just two more things, please.
It's hard to top that. It's hard to believe that about 29 years ago, I was a student at Washington University, and I was 29 years ago, I was a student at Washington University. I had a friend who was a member of this club, and she kept telling me about the wonderful barbecues at her Rosetta's house, and I wondered why I was never invited. And then I found out you had to get married into the family to get invited. Thanks, Deborah. They have been very good, like today's event. And now I get the privilege of once again bringing forth Molly Portman, who is going to present the Covered Award for tonight.
Each year, we give the Harold Lippman Covered Award to someone who has gone above and beyond in their work for our club. This year is no exception. Several times at past Covered Award meetings, someone's name has been suggested and then rejected because they have been a past Covered Award winner. After legal consultation, we found that there is no restriction, only a history of awarding someone the Covered Award once. Because of this person's outstanding work and devotion to the Morris Mellman Club, we're going to start a new tradition. Someone can receive the Covered Award a second time. I have the privilege of awarding the 1996 Harold Lippman Covered Award to Marilyn Lippman.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Whatever I did out of love for everyone in the family, in remembrance of my mother and father. And if they asked me to do it all over again, I would.
Thank you so very much. See, you got me so excited I forgot to cut the end of the program. Shirley Langfeld, please. And this is the end. Shirley's going to give us our closing remarks. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. It's a pleasure to see all of you. Before I begin, I've been told that there will be a roving microphone going through the audience, and if anyone wants to make a comment or toast or anything else about the last 50 or the next 50 years, raise your hand now and give us a brief remark, and we will come to you. Anybody?
Anything? Anyone want to give a toast? I know we all did up at the head table and all the past presidents. Anyone at all?
I just want to say, first of all, to Marilyn, I love you so much. You know that when I call you, but we share so much on the phone. It's not into the mind. I'm not used to public speaking. I just want to say to my family, from the West Coast and from my kids on the far West Coast and Millie's kids on the East Coast, we are proud to be a member of this family. My kids often ask me questions about the three sisters from Darashava. And they are thrilled that they have a family background that's included with you people. I just want to say, we're at your disposal on the West Coast. It's the furthest I think anybody has come. Harry Hack and his family. I wish my family could have come, but they're all over the world right now. Please keep going in St. Louis. We depend on you. But we love every one of you. I tried to get to hold hands and hug and kiss you to show my great affection for every one of you who are not only our family, but close friends of ours who have helped to maintain us. Thank you very much, and I'll see you at the 55th.
Hello? Enid and I have realized that what makes this family great, among other things, is chutzpah. So we're going to sing one more song.
And you're going to help us.
That's right. It's the last song on the second to the last page, Thanks for the Memory. And this is to Bob Hope's theme song. Page 57.
Thanks for the memories of cousins near and far. One of them a star. And don't forget Aunt's face or Uncle Jake's cigar. We thank you so much. Thanks for the memory, the genealogy, the herald work of free, so we could have a record of our family history. We thank you so much. The weddings and bar mitzvahs and the birthdays, the happy times we love to celebrate. And when the sad times came, we cried together. And we held each other's hands. And we'd anticipate more wonderful memories to keep us coming back. the picnics and the snacks, the Golden Bird grandchildren, there's so many we've lost track. We thank you so much. Yes, thanks for the memories, the poker games we played, the strudel that's homemade, the officers, the volunteers so greatly underpaid. We thank you so much. Yes, we thank you all so much.
Is there anybody else that wants to do anything? Do a dance? Okay, Shirley, come up here. All right. I've been asked to make the closing remarks, and I will do that. 50 years, my, how the years just flew. So many meetings, dinners, and picnics, too. How many, you might ask? Well, too many to mention. There were board meetings and monthly programs to get our attention. Our club was active year in and year out. It's hard to believe, and it's worth shouting about. Of course, we mourn for those who are now dead, but rejoiced for the new who were born in their stead. Gosh, was it that long ago, on a Sunday in May, when cousins, Jake, Mossy, and others started to lay the plans for a club to bring cousins together, to meet, eat, talk, sing, play cards, or whatever. Through the happy and sad times, the cousins were there, wishing each other good health, good luck, in every affair. To honor the memory of Cousin Morris, they claimed, we could call it the Morris Mellman Club. So it was named. So now we are 50, a fine age, but just middle. We can't rest on our laurels. We're still fit as a fiddle. We'll go on to new heights. We're ready to march as the younger and stronger carry the torch. With our spirits held high and love of family of plenty, it's on to 51, and as our tradition says, till 120. Thank you, and now please join everyone in for the dessert of coffee and cake.